Good morning. And before I get started, the reason why I'm focusing on the fruit is because I want to give anyone who do not want to watch this video a time to exit because I will be showing our air fryer that we cook bacon in and kind of going through a step that we use to clean the grease that collects at the bottom out. So if that's something that you're not com comfortable at watching or want to watch, this is the time now to exit the video. And while I give you all time to do that, I'm just going to say that the reason I'm focusing on this is when we get our produce, we just use these little acrylic containers and slide it up under a shelf, which I want to show you real quick. Is it fancy? No, but there's the bottom with a reusable glass jar with a lid that somebody was going to throw away at work. And I went ahead and got that, and that was many, many years ago. I said, I'll take that. And we've been using it ever since, and I use it to store my tea in. And on top, like I said, it's not the prettiest thing, but it works. Was where we put things that need to air dry because when we do stuff in the dishwasher, or my husband, hand washes something out, we'll put up here to air dry so that way we're not using paper towels or napkins or anything. And I think this little shelf was my mom's, that little wire rack, and I just put, she used to bowl, and then that's actually a bowl for kids' sake towel that I put on there just to keep the water from dripping from the top to the bottom while it dries. And right there is just open thing of plasticware. And as we get plasticware, if my husband gets it from his work or we get a straw from somewhere, um, or if my husband gets carry out or something and he has an additional fork, we'll just slide it in there. Half the time, you know, and if we need it for something, we'll just use that. So it's just a quick grab there. And then the fruit, like I said, these containers, I don't know if I said it or not, came from, used to be the dollar store. That's how long it's been. And we just use it here. I've used it in the refrigerator for condiments, leftover condiments. We have some in there. And then we use them on our counters for, quick grab for fruits. So today that mango will be eaten, as I'm sure it's ready. And also we'll probably go ahead and have one of the oranges, which those are car oranges. They're good. They're not as tart as the blood oranges that we like, or that I should say that I like. My husband, I think, likes the car better because they're very mild and sweet. And the blood orange has more of a tart, sweet taste, which I like tart. I'm the kind of girl who would just, eat lemons with just plain lemons. Or when I make tea, I put, tons of lemon juice in it. So, but I'm going to go to the air fryer and we'll pick up from there. And here we are. I told you it was pretty rough. So here's the air fryer. And what we do is we cook bacon in it. And of course, the air fryer has to grate, which there's to grate. And what we do to cut down on waste is we just don't pour this over in our sink and let it go. So what I'm going to do is put this in here just enough to get it kind of loose. And then we're going to take some paper towels, which I'm going to show you, instead of throwing them away. So you probably got a glance of our recycle bin. Here in this house, the hands are washed several times. So what we will do is take those paper towels there, and instead of throwing them away once you wash and dry your hands, we'll just save them, and then we'll use it to soak up all this grease instead of using brand new paper towels. And then we'll take those paper towels and throw them away, of course, and then proceed to clean the air fryer out. And there you can see, probably about 2 or 3 minutes with the air fryer running, it turned it back into a liquid form. And then we went ahead and put the grate on a plate and sprayed it so that way it can start to degrease with some Dawn Power Wash. Dish spray, that stuff is awesome. So now we're just going to take the paper towels that we use to dry our hands off and throw it in there so that way it'll start soaking up all the grease. And as you can see, there's the paper towels in the bottom, and it's already starting to soak up that leftover bacon grease. So we'll just leave it until they are pretty much soaked through, and we'll be right back because sometimes it takes a while. So we'll go ahead and finish, prepping our brunch for today and getting that ready. And we'll be back once it's pretty much soaking up. And then that too, as you can see, it just keeps breaking down the dish detergent. The Power Wash, the Dawn Platinum Power Wash, is breaking down the grease on the grate. So we'll just let that set on a plate and do its thing, and we'll be back. Okay, we're back. I almost forgot to hit the play button before he took it out, but as you can see, those are pretty well soaked up with all that bacon grease. So now I'm just going to throw all those in the trash. So it's actually, I know it's not the prettiest sight, but we did not waste, and we were able to reuse the paper towels instead of just drying the hands off in one time and throwing them away. We're going to use those, like I said, to soak up this grease out of the air fryer. My husband's about to empty it into the trash, and then I'll show you what that will look like before we spray it down with the Dawn Power Wash. All right, there, as you can see, it got 99.9% of that grease out of there. So all of that did not end up down our sink, which, trust me, you don't want that to happen. Long time ago, our sink got stopped up, and our husband, I don't know who our is. My husband had to take the plumbing apart down there, and it was just gaunt up with so much, I guess, years of grease and coffee grinds and all that. So ever since then, we made sure that we thoroughly try to get, the grease out of things before we actually spray stuff down to put either in our dishwasher and our sink. So this, of course, will not go in the dishwasher. He'll spray it down with the Dawn dish detergent, just like the grate over here. As you can see, it's just breaking down to where it'll be easier to get that off. And it'll set, so most likely we'll do a part 2 of this video as well, because we're gonna get brunch started because we're getting pretty hungry. And we'll do a part 2, hopefully, if we don't forget, what it looks like, once it's all cleaned up and done. And there it is, sprayed down with the Dawn Power Wash to set and start to kind of break that grease down some. And yeah, there it is. Also, real quick, just want to show you this. That's the plate that we had the grate sitting on. And as you can see, that dripped down some grease from the top of the grate. And we'll take that and go ahead and pour that in the trash as well. So that way it will not end up down our sink drains. And there you have it. The grease is cleaned out. It's just still drying. I don't air dry it, or I mean, not air dry. We don't wipe it out or anything with paper towels. We just let it air dry because that's another way of, not wasting. So we'll just finish with the grate, and he'll put the grate on there while it's still wet, and then shut it up and let it run for maybe about a minute or two just to let the air circulate. And there you have it. That's how we get the bacon grease out the bottom when it drips down when we cook bacon in our air fryer. And this pour, and the reason I'm laughing, this air fryer, it gets used several times a day. Whether we're reheating a meal, using it to cook a meal, our son uses it, my husband uses it. Of course, if I need to reheat something or throw something in there quick, I use it. We've had it for several years, and a joke that me and my husband said is, poor air fryer. You just, unfortunately, we picked, you to live in our home because you will be literally a workhorse. And it has been, and we're very grateful that it just keeps going and going and going. So, yeah, we use it more than we use our stove. Huh, I told you we were hungry. I didn't even think about it. We had to start loading in the crab lagoons in it to heat up for to go with our lunch that we're going to have. My husband actually made homemade crab lagoons, and I said part two of the video, but he went ahead and got it washed up and dried and ready to go. And I forgot all about it and had him go ahead and put the crab lagoons in there. So, but it's ready. Is it perfect? Now you can see right there. It's got a couple baked on things, kind of like a pan that you would use in your oven. But we use this so many times. Like I said, I know we've had this air fryer for, gosh, 5 years, 6 years, 7 years. I don't know. It's been a long time. And like I said, we use it multiple times a day. We actually used this last night to make the crab lagoons. And after my husband mixed up the cream cheese mixture, he did such a good job folding them to look just like the little restaurant ones. So, and then baked them in there. And they were good. Tip to self is we were going to eat one as soon as it came out. Ooh, piping hot. And then we also learned we were the filling to put less than what you think in it because it will start to leak out, of the seams. Like as you can see, that little one right there started too, but that's the second batch of them. And that was my dishwasher that clicked shut. It's right below us. But the crab lagoons, as you can see, the second batch didn't leak out. Those are the ones we ate. And then we had 8 left over and another half a pack. I think it's 25 more wrappers in there because it's 50 in a wrapper, if I'm not mistaken. And another block of cream cheese. Since these were a success, when he gets time, he'll make the second batch. And we're going to try to freeze them this time to see if they reheat just as well. So that way, because it is a tedious process, it took him, it's not hard, but to, mix that mix together, you got to wait for the cream cheese to soften and get all your ingredients together, and then take each one, and he scooped the cream cheese in the center and made the little purses is what I'm going to call them, and they turned out great. So now we're going to reheat them to see if they taste even better reheated, because the cream cheese had a chance to get all that flavor inside. But there you have it, and thank you for watching.